you're thinking too much of a future that hasn't happened yet. All you need to focus on, you can never heal in the same place where you got hurt. You can never heal with the person na nag-cause ng wound. Ang babae usually, pag umalis yan, it means matagal na siyang nagpasensya.
Or yung stigma na kailangan nyo magtiis
Dahil nanay ka.
and pangit tingnan yung broken family.
So sabi niya, when I was a teenager, hindi rin okay yung parents niya. And honestly, I just wished my mom would leave. But she never did. And she always said, ginagawa ko to para sa mga bata. And naging effect daw yun sa kanya is, kasalanan ko, ba't di masaya si mama?
Can you give a short advice, pampalakas ng loob sa mga kakuda natin na single mom, mga newly single mom or mga nagbabalak pa lang?
Hindi ka nag-try enough. Hindi mo inisip yung mga bata.
Ito na yung chance mo na i-address yon sa mga nagsasabi yun sa'yo.
Top 1 na yung siguro may iba na siya.
Ikaw daw?
Oo, ako. Palagi yan. Kasi I'm the one who left. Ayun.
Hello mga kakuda! Welcome sa Madami Akong Kuda Season 2! Kung saan lahat ng bawal pag-usapan ay lalo nating pag-uusapan! I'm Cheryl, mom, entrepreneur, and a certified overthinker.
And I'm Saraya, Cheryl's new co-host and kakuda. I'm a business psychology and shadow work coach and minsan human emotional support ng mga pagod na maging girl boss kagaya nitong si Cheryl. At
Kami ang magkaibigan, madaming opinyon, kahit di tinatanong. Hi mga kakuda! Welcome sa episode 9 ng Madami Akong Kuda the podcast. So, itong podcast na to ay malapit sa aming puso dahil inaalay namin to sa mga single moms out there.
Yes, hello single mommy.
Yeah, sa mga single moms out there, don't worry. Itong episode na to ay mararamdaman yung you are seen, you are felt, and you are not invisible. So, para matakal natin mabuti. Ngayon naman, i-interviewin ko ang aking co-host.
Nako.
Dahil
Baka mala MMK to the episode.
medyo, dahil sa, siya ay isang single mom and also a business owner and she's a mom of 2 boys. At gusto nating alamin at makimarite sa buhay niya kung paano niya pinalalaki ng mabuting tao ang kanyang mga anak dahil napakababait naman talaga at paano niya napapatakbo ang kanyang negosyo at the same time.
Nang hindi nababaliw.
Yun, nang hindi nababaliw. Handa ka na ba, Shesh?
Medyo, ready na.
Handa ka na ba sa mga questions ko at
Game
ng mga
na.
kuda na mga gusto makimarites?
Yes. Hello mga Marites.
Pagkakataon.
This is your moment.
Yes. So, unang tanong, sis. Ano yung pinakamahirap sa pagiging single mom na hindi nakikita ng ibang tao?
Pinakamahirap. Well, for me, mahirap naman talaga lahat ng aspect.
Mm-mm.
Pero for me, yung pinakamatimbang na palaging nag-weigh in my heart is na-damage ko ba yung mga anak ko?
Oo.
Talaga. So if I'm gonna be honest and vulnerable, yun talaga yun. I'm sure maraming single moms that can relate. So kung ano man yung naging reason for your decision or kung ano man yung nag-lead for you to become a single mom. So hindi naman ako mag-go into details. But yeah, basically it was my decision. And mahirap talaga tanggapin na number 1, hindi na complete yung family. Hindi mo na sila mabibigyan ng buong family. Number 2, parang meron kaya akong na-damage sa kanila like emotionally, psychologically. So, yun talaga yung mabigat for me. Kasi all else like financially, yung pagiging mag-isa, kinakaya. Pero yung pag-anak mo na and naiisip mo, nahihirapan ba sila, nasasaktan ba sila, meron ba silang hindi nasasabi sa akin dahil nahihiya lang sila. And yun nga, dahil sabi mo nga, mababait yung mga anak ko. Mababait talaga silang mga bata.
Oo.
Parang minsan when I ask them kung, I always check in on them, like emotionally, ganyan, okay pa ba kayo? Parang feeling ko nahihiya lang sila magsabi. So, andun yung, baka nahihiya lang sila or ayaw lang nila ako mas mahirapan pa. Kaya, they're like, maybe they're walking on eggshells na. Maybe they feel responsible din in a way na pag-aanin yung loob ko. Which I don't want for them. Gusto ko they grow up with a normal childhood, a happy childhood. Pero nga, with the situation that we have right now, blessed din ako na my kids are really emotionally mature. Kasi when I ask them that question, parang maging honest kayo sa akin. Sabi ko, kasi I want them to support you kung may pinagdadaanan kayo. Sabi nila, parang hindi naman ganun ka, mama. Hindi
Parang okay naman sila.
Okay naman kami, sabi nila. And nakikita ko naman, evident naman, like sa school, I asked their teachers, nagugulat nga yung mga teacher nila na ganun pala yung situation nila. Hindi daw nila akalain Kasi very friendly daw, very outgoing, okay sa academics. So, yun. I've been a single mom technically for 3 years.
3 years.
3 years pa lang. So,
Bago-bago pa.
bago-bago pa lang. And, syempre, yung isa rin mahirap, hindi ako magpapaka-plastic, is adjusting to the single income.
Okay.
So, dati kasi, syempre, pag magkasama pa kayo, dalawa yung income. So, I can sometimes afford to rest. Kung gusto ko lang magpaka-nanay, minsan pwede ako magpahinga without worrying about the bills. Kahit na humina yung, kasi kahit naman nung we were together, I had my own income. Pero nandun yung hindi ako nag-worry. I was never anxious because I know may isa pang income. So, yung isa pang mahirap is the anxiety of paano pagka may nangyari sa akin and then na-stop yung income. So, andyan din yon. Wala ka ng fallback. Wala ka ng aasahan. So, andun yun everyday. Yung fear na yun. Nandun talaga siya. And I think yung fear na yun din yung nagda-drive sa akin. Yun yung nagpupush sa akin to go out of my comfort zone and be creative and be resourceful. Kaya rin, nagnenegosyo ako, nagsa-side hustle ako. So, parang hindi na mawawala yun eh. Hindi na mawawala yung fear, yung guilt, yung challenge. It's a matter of how you push through even with these emotions na hindi ako magpapatalo dito. Kasi, yun nga, parang ikaw na nga lang yung meron sila eh, di ba? Tapos, pag ikaw pa yung natalo, paano na lang sila? So, mahirap siya but at the same time, inspiration talaga siya. Yung hirap na yon is the reason bakit napapabangon ako everyday. Kasi, iniisip ko kung hindi ako nahihirapan, ang dali lang ng buhay ko, hindi ko na-achieve lahat ng na-achieve ko ngayon. Hindi ko na-realize yung strengths na meron ako ngayon. Kasi, noon nga, yung 3 years ago, nung nagsarili ako, that was the first time ever na nagsarili ako.
Oo.
Ever since I was young, I have always been with my parents kasi very protective and strict sila. Then, humiwalay na ako sa parents when I got married. So, I never had the chance to really be like single independent. So, nung humiwalay na ako dun sa relationship, dun ako first time nag-isa, first time to be alone, to have parang rely on myself for everything. Walang katulong, walang yaya, lahat ako. Tapos may 2 bata, nakakatakot siya.
Pati sa decisions, ikaw mag-isa.
Oo, pati sa decisions na hindi ako sanay. Sanay ako lagi nagko-consult either sa parents or sa spouse. So, ang daming adjustment. Yung 3 years na yun, grabe talaga. Like, hindi ko ma-explain sa inyo anxiety. Pero dahil it was my choice, pinanindigan ko siya. And yung kapalit nun was peace of mind, growth, and a lot of healing. Pero with that healing talaga is the guilt. Nandun yung guilt. But tinitimbang ko lang siya na mas kailangan ng mga anak ko kasi hindi perfect or buong pamilya. Ang kailangan nila, healthy and mentally stable na mom.
nung nag-decide ka 3 years ago na okay, I have to end this relationship, I have to move out of this house. May doubt ka ba dun sa moment na yun na nagde-decide ka? Did you ever doubt your decision?
Oo, marami. Kasi pag may kids nang involved, imposibleng hindi ka magda-doubt. Kasi nga, parang ilalayo mo rin sila eh. Hindi lang buhay mo yung na-uproot mo eh. Buhay din nila.
Damay na sila.
Oo, tapos yung relationship din nila sa tatay nila. 'Di ba? So, daming doubt, sobrang daming doubt. And it wasn't something na on the spur of the moment na decision. It took years to arrive at that decision. Pero yung mental health ko na kasi talaga yung nagsasuffer. And I had gone to a lot of like life coaches, parang consultants, ganyan, for women. Tapos isa yung talagang ng decision ko, yung nakatulong talaga sa akin to stop deciding out of fear. Kasi yung fear ko nga nun, ano yung mangyari sa kids? Like, baka madamage sila, ganun, or syempre, yung fear of judgment din from people, ganyan, na ikaw yung sumira sa dahil ikaw yung umalis. So, ando na yung hindi naman kasi nila alam what the entire story is, 'di ba? Pero hindi ko na siya sasabihin. Pero yung sinabi sa akin nung parang coach ko noon, actually taga Mind Valley siya. Ang galing niya talaga, sabi niya, "You're so worried and anxious about things that haven't happened yet. Like, baka your kids will hate you or your kids will grow up like this and that." Sabi niya, when all you need to do right now is focus on your healing. Kasi ang iniisip ko na noon, like, annulment, parang it's a stressful situation for the kids, diba? Parang,
Magastos din.
Oo, yung legal proceedings. Ako pa naman yung takot ako sa confrontation, nasa-stress ako sa away. Alam mo yan, diba? Nasa-stress ako sa, basta yung gulo, ganun. Gusto ko talaga tahimik lang na buhay. Pero andyan na yung situation. Sabi niya, you're thinking too much of a future that hasn't happened yet. All you need to focus on is your healing, and all you need to tell your kids is you need to leave para mag-heal. Not because you have a hatred in your heart, not because galit ka, but simply that you need to heal. Kasi you can never heal in the same place where you got hurt. You can never heal with the person na nag-cause ng wound. 'Di ba? So,
Araw mo siya nakikita,
mm,
nakakausap, paano ka nga naman makaka-recover?
yeah. So, kailangan talaga yung space na yon. And, yun nga lang, sadly, yung stigma kasi sa bansa natin, and siguro sa religion din, na masama kapag yung babae yung umalis, di ba?
Oo.
Pero, yun nga, ang babae usually, pag umalis yan, it means matagal na siyang nagpasensya.
Yeah, or yung stigma na kailangan nyo magtiis.
Dahil nanay ka. Kawawa naman yung mga bata.
Kaway mga bata and pangit tingnan yung broken family.
Yeah.
Yung ganun bang mga cultural stigma natin na nakakadagdag pa sa decision making mo na dinadoubt mo tuloy kung tama ba yung
Totoo.
decision mo?
Totoo. Actually, meron akong meron akong ma-share dyan. So, yun nga, yung biggest factor talaga yung kids. Kaya I delayed delayed that decision. Then, I talked to a life coach. Sabi niya, you know what, Saraya, akala mo lang you're doing the kids a favor by staying. Pero hindi, kasi naranasan din niya. So, sabi niya, when I was a teenager, hindi rin okay yung parents niya. And honestly, I just wished my mom would leave. But she never did.
Para tahimik na.
And she always said, ginagawa ko to para sa mga bata. And naging effect daw yun sa kanya is, kasalanan ko, ba't di masaya si mama? Kasi she wasn't able to leave because she was always thinking of me. But deep inside, as a teenager, sabi niya, I wished my mom just left para nakapag-heal na siya agad. Kesa sa araw-araw nakikita namin sila nag-aaway, naapektuhan kami. So, sometimes, the best thing to do talaga is to leave, not because you hate something or because gusto mong sirain, but because you just need to heal, to take that time to heal. And yun nga, sabi nga nung life coach ko, wala namang talagang permanent. Huwag kang magsalita ng tapos. Hindi naman porket umalis ka, yun na yun, 'di ba? So, hindi ko rin naman sinasabi na may pag-asa pa, no? I mean, wala talagang set in stone.
Oo.
Ang importante, yung current moment na hindi okay yung mental health mo.
Oo.
Kasi oras na yan yung masira, mawawala na ng nanay yung mga bata. So,
Correct.
mas importante sa kanila is not a perfect situation, not a perfect parent, but a healthy parent. So, at that time, yun yung focus ko. And then, yung finances, parang sige na lang, parang day at a time na lang. Total, may skills naman ako. So, yun, mahirap, pero I don't have any regrets with my decision. Kasi right now, I'm really at peace. I've grown a lot. And the kids are okay.
Yeah, that's good to hear. At least, hindi mo na kasi mababawi yung 3 years na na nawala sa decision mo kung sasabihin mo na nagsisisi ka pala. Parang hirap naman.
Oo. Walang pagsisisi. Mahirap, oo, pero mas mahirap yung nagstay pa ako longer tapos hindi ko na alam ko. Kasi nagkaroon na ako ng depression noon. Sobrang talagang dark moments talaga. So, I'm just glad na wala na ako dun sa situation na yun. Repairing, rebuilding from scratch, but at least andun na sa part na at peace and healing. And yun, nakaka-adjust na yung mga bata. Ayun.
That's good to hear. Kaya pa?
Kaya pa naman. Well, it's the first time na I'm actually telling my story in public. So, yeah. Bahala na kayo mag-judge.
Oo.
Pero,
Okay yung kayong mag-judge kanyo. Charot. Ayan, next question ko. Siyempre, you're a single mom. You are doing things your best financially. Nakakaramdam ka ba ng guilt kapag mas marami kang time sa business compared sa mga bata?
oo naman. Kasi right now, I'm running a coaching business. Tapos, I have another traditional business, yung gym, and then itong podcast. So, marami talagang time na nawawala na sa akin compared sa dati na may yaya pa ako, ganyan. Siyempre, pwede ako maging Disney princess noon. Ngayon, hindi na talaga. Talagang hustle kung hustle. Pero ang maganda doon kasi high school na yung mga bata. Lagi din silang wala sa bahay. Pero there are times na parang nagtatampo sila kasi wala akong time. Parang, mama, hanggang kailan ka magiging busy, gano'n.
Oo.
And ako, I take that as parang, gusto nila akong makasama. And then, in-explain ko na lang sa kanila na, alam mo naman, bago na yung situation natin, single income na lang ako. So, I have to do everything to support myself and kayo din. And yun nga, parang hindi naman palagi akong busy. Like, we have a day in the week together pag weekend. So, bumabawi ako pag weekend. Pero andun talaga yung guilt. Kasi sila, hinomeschool ko sila hanggang high school, saka sila nag-school. So, sanay silang 24/7 akong kasama. And nag-a-adjust sila sa time na hindi ko na mabigay sa kanila. So, I just allowed myself then to grieve. Okay lang yun to grieve that part of you that you can no longer be. Like, tinanggap ko na matagal na I can no longer be the stay-at-home mom. I can no longer be that housewife, diba? I can no longer be the mom na maraming time sa kids. Grieve that part of you that can never be. And then after you grieve, you move on to your next identity. Tanggapin mo na ito na yung identity natin for now. And also let the kids know na ito na yung identity ko ngayon. I'm raising 2 kids. I'm by myself, diba? I'm also healing at the same time. I'm not gonna be always masayahin. There are times na I just need to be alone to process things. So, luckily enough, naintindihan din nila yon, and they're very supportive. Kumbaga, they make sure pag Mother's Day, may ginagawa sila for me, ganon. They just allow me to rest. They help around the house. Pag naglilipat bahay kami, talagang they make sure na, Mama, tulungan ka namin sa ganito, ganyan. Kasi ano rin ako like transparent din ako pag pagod ako.
Oo.
O sabihin ko, pagod na si Mama, pwede bang mag-grab food na lang muna tayo ngayon? Ayun, di na ako
ba naman lahat?
Dati kasi nagigilty ako na hindi ako nakakaluto ng home-cooked meals, na palaging may gulay, palaging may prutas. Yung I was so hard on myself na hindi na ako ideal mom. So, yun, just releasing that guilt din and adjusting sa bago na eto na yung buhay natin eh. Minsan mag-grab food lang tayo, minsan kayo magluluto, minsan magpiprito lang kayong hotdog o pansit canton dahil wala pa rin ako sa bahay, dahil biglang may emergency meeting. Minsan may client call ako, umaabot ng hanggang hating gabi or 11 p.m. So, nag-a-adjust sila. And pag nagpaka-guilty ka pa kasi additional burden pa siya.
Oo, dagdag ano.
So, parang ano nila, ako yung process ko is just grieve that identity na hindi ka na pwedeng maging, let it go, and then just embrace your new identity and let them adjust to it. Kids are mature nowadays, they will adjust. Hindi pwedeng yung nanay adjust kasi mauubos ka. So allow your kids to meet you halfway kasi yan yung journey nila, dun din sila natututo ng maturity. Hindi yung lagi mo silang pinoprotect sa mga ano ng buhay. Sa harsh realities of life. This is the reality. And you know what touched me the most? Sabi nila, Mama, don't be too hard on yourself. Kasi marami kaming mga friends makakilala na magkasama nga yung magulang, pero sobrang miserable sila kasi nagsasakitan sila. And then, nabubuhos dun sa bata yung pananakit.
Oo.
Like, as in literal, sobrang grabbing punishment yung ginagawa sa kids. Kasi unhappy yung mother, unhappy yung father. Sa bata binubuhos. So sabi nila, never kami nakaranas nun sa inyo. Like, magkahiwalay lang kayo, pero pareho nyo kaming mahal.
Mm-mm.
And hindi namin, alam mo yun, parang hindi nila nararanasan na harsh kami sa kanila. Kasi pareho kaming at peace. Wala nang bangayan, di ba? Wala nang... Kumbaga, nahanap namin pareho yung peace namin. So, nare-reflect din namin yun sa kids. Na hindi kailangan magkasama palagi. Porket magkasama, ideal family yan.
O yun kasi yung na-paint na picture sa atin na parang pangit nga naman tingnan pag broken family, hindi magkasama sa isang bahay. Yung parang may 2 bahay pang uuwian yung mga bata. So, mahirap din kasi parang we're bound to believe those things before.
Yeah, hindi siya ideal, yes. It's hard for the kids, yes. There is an effect on the kids, yes. But there are times that you have to choose the lesser evil.
Correct.
Diba? Exposing them, normalizing an unhealthy, toxic dynamic of a relationship to them, or leaving and focusing on your healing and showing them what self-love really is about. Showing them what self-respect and boundaries are really about. Walang ideal eh. I mean, isa ako dun sa mga hindi ideal. Tanggap ko na yon. Pero you can still be healthy and at peace kahit wala ka dun sa ideal scenario.
Correct.
The ideal is just a fantasy. Diba? Ito na yung reality, and how you respond to this reality, yun na yung magiging parang blueprint ng emotional resilience ng kids. How you respond kapag hindi na ideal ang buhay mo. Dati kasi sobra ideal ng buhay, di ba?
Oo.
Parang ano ka,
parang pinipilit natin
Stepford mom.
Yun.
Yeah.
Yun yung natin, goal natin na isa kang misis, may bahay, ganyan. Tagapag-alaga ng mga anak. Pero hindi laging ganun eh.
Pag wala ka na sa identity na yun, feeling mo failure ka. But again, it's about learning how to let go, grieve over that identity, and then just embracing the new identities that come. Embracing yung mga realities of life, yung evolution mo as a person without breaking, without lashing it out on others, diba? Without making yourself feel na failure ka.
Correct.
Kasi when I ask my kids, am I failing as a mom? Sabi nila, hindi mama, ikaw pa rin yung best mom. So for me, that's enough. Kahit ano sabihin na ibang taong judgment, I don't care. 'Di ba? As long as for my kids, I'm doing fine by them, that's enough for me. Kahit i-judge na ako ng buong mundo, honestly, I don't care at this point. Dati grabing ano ko baka ako ano sa...
Pag-usapan natin yan. Speaking of mga judger dyan, lalo na kakahiwalay mo lang, kakasingle mom mo lang din, for sure, meron kang mga naririnig na mga criticism sa'yo.
Yeah, normal na yun.
Ano yung top 3 harshest criticism na sinabi sa'yo? Like, for example, may iba kasing mga judger dyan sinasabi, kawawa naman, walang tatay. Yung mga anak niya. Sa'yo, ano yung mga napag-usapan? Tsaka ito na yung chance mo na i-address yon sa mga nagsasabi yun sa'yo.
Well, siguro top 1 na yung siguro may iba na siya.
Ikaw daw?
Oo, ako. Palagi yan. Kasi I'm the one who left eh. 'Di ba? And stigma na yan eh. Usually pag naghiwalayan, laging may iba. So just to set the record straight na rin, walang third party na involved. Either of us, walang third party. So never nagkaroon ng third party. It's just really a matter of a lot of indifferences that led to parang yung sobrang ano na, nagkaka-effect na sa akin mentally, like mental ano na talaga. What I also told din naman yung husband ko, wala namang bad sa ating dalawa. It just so happened na hindi lang talaga tayo compatible, 'di ba? Kasi we got married at a young age, parang 25 ganun. So doon ko lang nalaman kaka-form lang pala ng prefrontal cortex. So talagang ano pa, like wala ka pa masyadong sense of identity, 'di ba? Decision making. So parang ano lang, magkaibang stage of evolution siguro, or I don't know, parang maraming bagay na ano eh. Hindi lang naman third party or yung physical abuse yung dahilan.
O yun kasi yung laging ano eh, akala ng mga tao na laging reason kung ba't naghihiwalay ang mag-asawa, lagi may kabit or may ibang babae. Hindi ba pwedeng hindi ka lang masaya, hindi lang kayo compatible, or na hindi na talaga kaya magpatuloy. Alam mo yun?
And yun yung ano, yung parang yung isa pang harsh na judgment is hindi ka nag-try enough. Hindi ka nag-try. Oo, hindi ka nagpatawad. Ganun. Hindi mo inisip yung mga bata. Pero for me, yun nga, nung na-realize ko, I was doing my kids a disservice by staying. Hindi na healthy eh. Hindi na healthy yung relationship. Hindi na ako healthy. Ang dami kong sakit physically, mentally talaga. And yung makita nilang nauubos na ako, makita nilang minsan umiiyak ako, ganyan. Hindi na din healthy sa kanila. At that point, sabi ko, bahala na kung anong sasabihin ng mga tao. Basta inisip ko na lang, ako, mga anak ko, ano yung best para sa amin. Hindi na yung best scenario para sa mga tao. Hindi na yung best na para maisip nilang okay pa kami, ganun. So yun yung mga judgment na usually nare-receive din ng mga single mother talaga. Pero at this point, yun nga, parang hindi ko na iniisip na i-redeem yung sarili ko. Never ako nag-post, never ako nagkwento.
Oo.
Ang nakakaalam lang nung time na yun was my family talaga. Yun lang. Actually, kahit family nga niya, hindi ko sinabihan eh. Kumbaga, ayoko na lang din ng may siraan or what. Tapos, bahala na kung ano yung lumabas, hindi sa akin galing yun. Kasi I also want to protect my kids.
Oo, syempre.
Tsaka hindi ko naman sila nilayo. Hindi ko sila ever nilayo. Kasi two boys sila, and I wanted them to grow up still with a father. Sabi ko, kung ano yung issue naming dalawa, hiwalay yun sa inyo bilang mag-aama. Kumbaga, sa aming dalawa lang to, pero wag niyong paapektuhan. And then, lagi ko naman silang tinatanong, sabi nila, they love their father. And ako, yun yung gusto ko. Like, gusto ko may kalakihan pa rin silang tatay. Pero nire-respect nila. Sabi ko, do you still wish that we got back together? Sabi nila, no, because we see you're better now. We see you're happier now. So, for me, basta naintindihan ng kids ko, okay na ako dun talaga. Kahit anong sabihin ng ibang tao, lang talagang pake. Bahala na kayo.
Wala naman silang ambag. Yeah, totoo yan. Importante talaga yung nangyayari sa inyo lang. Kayo lang naman kasi ang makakaintindi, tsaka kayo lang yung nakakaalam. Hindi na para malaman ng madlang people ang mga nangyayari, di ba?
Yeah, oo. Nakakaano lang yan, nakakadagdag lang talaga siya sa
dagdag stress.
Load ng single mothers when you think of what other people think of you. And
Correct.
Yun, naging talaga siya sa akin. It's a growing experience to be by myself. To be alone and to really know myself again. Outside of being a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister. Yung loneliness na sinasabi nila, nung una, I was scared of that. I got really sad about it na mag-isa na lang ako. Pero eventually, nung nahanap ko yung sarili ko, yun nga yung through shadow work, narealize ko na yung loneliness was that space that was given to me. Not a lot of people are blessed with that opportunity to be alone kasi nobody wants to be alone. You are forced into it. So because I was forced into it, natuto ako ito pala talaga ako outside of all the identities that I thought I was. So parang thankful ako sa experience na na-allow niya ako to have that opportunity that I would never have had. I would never have chosen to be alone, right? But since I was forced into it, I was also forced to finally see who I was and really learn the meaning of self-love. Na hindi na ako attached, hindi na ako dependent kahit kanino. I can be happy by myself and I can raise good kids, 'di ba? Hindi ako failure, hindi kawalan lahat na nangyari sa buhay ko. And marami actually akong nag-gain na better relationships with colleagues, with friends, business partners. Yan, itong podcast, 'di ba? A community, a supportive community. And then, dun ko rin na-realize yung strength ng babae talaga.
Correct.
Kakayanin mo talaga lahat.
Kaya.
Pag andyan, akala mo lang di mo kaya manganak. Pag nandyan na, kaya mo na. Akala mo lang di mo kaya mag-isa, pero pag andyan na, kaya mo na. Wala kang hindi kakayanin talaga. Pag babae
Huwag mong
ka.
pag-doubt yung sarili.
Sobrang powerful ng women talaga. So, yun, girl power lang. Girl
Yun
power.
pala yun.
Oo. Tsaka, wag tayong matakot to be alone.
Correct.
You have to enjoy your own company.
Naalala ko nga dati, merong kumakain lang mag-isa, naging viral na. Parang, bakit ba?
Big deal.
What's wrong eating alone, di ba?
Sa Japan nga, uso yun eh.
Kaya nga, ang saya kaya, wala kang kausap,
True.
isa ka lang. So to wrap up, can you give a short advice or like pampalakas ng loob sa mga kakuda natin na single mom, mga newly single mom or mga nagbabalak pa lang maging single?
Nagbabalak. Well, number 1, pag-isipan yung mabuti kung nagbabalak pa lang kayo. Don't make decisions when you're emotional. So, it took me years to come to this decision kasi it's a very life-changing decision. Number 2, always have your own money. Be independent financially. Have your own savings. Develop your skills. Develop yourself as in, make sure those skills are profitable ha. Yung skills na pagkakakitaan nyo talaga kahit nasa bahay kayo. And kahit ano yan, kahit mag-live selling ka sa TikTok, wag mo ikahiya.
Correct.
Basta pinagkakakitaan mo, marangal, wala ka naapakan. Go lang, wag kang mahiya. And number 3, pinaka-importante, support. So, wag kayong matakot to seek for support. So, ako, I've been blessed to have a lot of support from friends, from fellow single mothers, 'di ba? And I also hired coaches. Nag-hire ako ng mga coaches, mentors, ganyan. Kasi sometimes friends and family medyo biased pa eh. So yun din pala, yung when it comes to decision making, kasi I don't believe in emotional decision making, I never told my parents, I never told my family while I was making the decision. They only found out when already I made the decision. They only found out when I already made the decision. During the decision making, I hired professionals. Unbiased people, professional people who knew what they were talking about because they saw results from yung mga kinoach nila before. Kasi sabi ko, I cannot rely on friends who are biased sa akin or biased sa kanya or yung parents ko na masyado ring emotional when they found out nga na yun na pala yung pinagdadaanan ko. Sabi nila, ba't ngayon mo lang sinabi? Sabi ko, ayoko kasi sabihin yung I told you.
I told you so.
Yeah, so seek the support of people. And if you're making the decision, wag mo munang ipaalam sa any biased party. Pero make sure na you have an emergency contact. Kapag yung gagawin mo na, like aalis ka na, make sure na may emergency contact ka.
Correct.
Lalo na kung yung partner mo is medyo controlling, abusive or manipulative. May tendency kasi yan na hindi ka papayagan or may gagawin, magte-threaten. So make sure you have an emergency contact that you can trust, that can help you get you out of the situation.
Yeah. Ang pinaka-gusto ko rin sa advice mo yung yung develop your skills and have your own money. Kasi if you really don't have your own finances or hindi ka, at least man lang may konting savings, hindi ka makakalaya eh.
Yeah, wala kang choice.
The moment na gusto mo nang lumaya,
Yeah.
hindi ka makakaalis, hindi ka makakapag-plan.
Totoo.
Ang hirap nung ganon. Although hindi naman ako single mom, no, pero ang hirap nung wala ka rin talagang sariling pera.
Feeling mo wala kang choice.
Wala kang choice, hindi
Nakakulong
magstay.
ka. Oo. Ang hirap nun.
O di lalo kang hindi hindi nakaalis, 'di ba? Kung ganon yung situation mo before, it will be a different story right now. Baka baka mas lalo ka pang mapalala kung umalis ka. Kasi wala kang pera. Paano mo nga naman bubuhayin yung mga bata? Yung mga ganon. Kaya mga kakuda, wag naman sana na maging single mom kayo, di ba? Hindi naman namin kayo ni-encourage.
Hindi.
Mahirap siya kasi personally ako, pinalaki rin ako ng single mom eh. So, ang hirap talaga. Tsaka, nung nag-asawa ako, naranasan ko yung hirap ng bagong panganak. Tapos, what if single mom ako? What if wala akong asawa? Paano na? Ang hirap. Ang hirap talaga.
Talaga. It's not something I would wish on anyone. But in case you're in this situation, please know na hindi ka talaga broken. Hindi ka broken. Hindi ka salot sa lipunan. Hindi mo sinira yung mga anak mo. You know, love heals talaga. Love heals. So, just keep loving your children and most importantly, keep loving yourself. Hindi ka talaga broken. Ibang stage lang siya ng buhay. That's it.
Oo, nilipas din siya. So, ayan mga kakuda, madami ba kayong natutunan sa aming episode today? So, for those of you who need support like single moms and business owners, meron kaming community. It's a free community for all na who wants to have a community na may mga same pinagdadaanan. Join our free community, it's Kudaan Club on Facebook. And also, ano pa ba?
If you wanna ask questions, if you wanna ask me questions about yung journey, you can message our page, Madami Akong Kudada Podcast, FB page or TikTok. Follow us on Spotify.
YouTube, meron din.
YouTube, pwede rin kayo mag-comment sa YouTube.
Oo.
So our episodes can be found on YouTube and Spotify. Madami Akong Kudada Podcast.
Yes. Oo.
So very healing space siya, non-judgmental space. If you need to ask any questions na nahihiya kang sabihin sa iba.
Or i-DM nyo na lang kami.
DM
kasi binabasa talaga namin siya.
Or if you have suggestions for future topics, pwede rin.
Correct. Ayan. Salamat mga kakuda. And see you on to the next episode.
Bye mga kakuda.
Bye!